All right, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. It's so great to have everybody here. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I want to cut to the chase real quick and tell you tonight's going to be a very fiery show. We have a lot of people that are very disillusioned right now. I did a live stream earlier today on Twitter, Periscope, which is the same thing, I guess, Instagram, and Facebook. I didn't get a chance to talk to Facebook Live. I need to get the Facebook Live app. Oh, I'm sorry, the YouTube Live app. Here's the thing, guys. People have been lied to by the media. We got a lot of misdirected anger towards the people that have been lied to. If someone told you that this person who you don't know hates your guts, if they told you this person said you are lower than a human being, you're an animal, you're a scumbag, you're a thief, you're a liar, you're a whore, you're a backstabbing sellout, all these things, that you can't be trusted, just every derogatory term, you are a flim-flammer, you're a scandalous, you're a moocher. You heard those things. Would you have to meet the person to feel a certain way about that person? I know most of us want to say we would wait to get evidence. We'd wait until we met the person to see if that's really what they thought. We'd have a sit-down conversation or discussion. We'd hire arbitrators and we all sit around and talk. We get to the bottom of whatever the grievance was, whatever they had an issue with, and find out why they feel this way. But let's be honest, most of us wouldn't. Most of us, upon hearing that these people held us in such low esteem and that they did not want us around, we wouldn't want to be around them, and we would say, you know what, one less person in my life, in my space, I don't have to deal with them, great, good. You hate me, I hate you too. That's a very logical, well, not logical, a very human reaction. It's very human to reject those who you feel reject you. Now, instead of just imagining you getting told this by someone that you trust one time, let's say if they continue to tell you this for 8 years. For 8 years, without fail, almost every day, they would come up to you and they would tell you, this person hates you, don't respect you, thinks that you are small-minded, thinks that you're a moocher, thinks that you are hateful, thinks that you are violent, thinks that you don't carry your own weight, thinks that that you're lazy. Every day now. No holidays, no weekends. 365, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You can imagine that person who's been fed that information, they would believe it. It would be no longer just a thought, it'd be a reality for them. Well, folks, the analogy I just painted for you, though it's a little extreme because I like extremes. I'm not politically correct, and I don't use safe analogies. I don't go down to the analogy college, get the best prescribed, most tested, highest rated analogy before I start talking. I just start talking. Here's the thing. Here's the point of that. What the mainstream media has done to people, depending on what they watch, is the equivalent of the friend, the trusted friend that goes to you and tells you a bunch of bogus crap, horrible things about the other side, about what other people think about you. That is the reality of what we're dealing with. So when you get angry at someone who's been listening to a trusted friend or someone they put their trust in, who has been lying to them, who are you helping? What I'm trying to do is try my best to make us all see that we blaming the wrong people. You blaming the wrong people. You blaming the wrong, Cindy, you blaming the wrong people. Dan, you blaming the wrong people. Kevin, man, dog, put it down. You got the wrong guys. You got the wrong women. You got the wrong men. You got the wrong person. When you blame a person who has been bombarded with lies and propaganda by mainstream media for so long, one-sided spun stories forever, dude, it's going to take some time to detox them. I got people in my comment section. We're not talking 20-year-old young people just got out of school or went out of high school, been working a couple years doing. No. We're talking about grown adults who are seeing people react to what they think is the end of the world almost, and not having any patience at all, not at all any understanding of, you know what, this person's been told these things, and that person is reacting based on the things they're told, and this grown person in my comment section is going in on these people who have been fed this misinformation, and never once does it cross their mind that, you know what, maybe they're a victim in this as well, because maybe they didn't ask to be lied to. Now, for us to sit back and say they're just stupid, why do you believe that? Why do you believe such propaganda? Don't you know better? Can't you see this? Can't you see that? To do that is to totally negate the fact mainstream media is very functional, strategic, and very much well-funded and very consistent. They don't just tell you Santa Claus is real one time. They tell you forever. They don't just tell you that black people and white people can't coexist and there's all these racial problems. They tell you forever. They don't just tell you men should do this and women should do that one time. They tell you forever. They don't just tell you the Democrats are for black folks and the Republicans are for white folks one time. They tell you forever. And they keep telling you. So, man, this is what I'm saying. Even though you know I agree that we need to broaden coalition, it's the way we do it. We have to recognize that there is a well-oiled machine in place that makes money. Come on, don't nobody give a damn about your health. They don't. Look, the obvious way to show this whole thing, when you put money in the equation, only a very few people are going to stay ethical. Cigarettes kill people. There is nothing good about a cigarette. And they have no problem selling it to you and fighting for the ability not even to tell you that it'll kill you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they sleep fine. They hug babies. They kiss their wives. They say they love their grandmas or their mothers. They walk their doggy. They drive to the store. They don't give a damn. So when you introduce money into a situation, I don't care what industry it is very, very likely it will be corrupted. And that is our mainstream media. That is our corporate media. And I'm not saying it's every person. I'm not saying it's every person is a horrible human being. I'm not saying that. It's some good people. I have to imagine who work for NBC, CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all of them, any of them, okay? But that's the reality of the situation. Let's go a little bit further down the bunny hole, shall we? A lot of people are wondering, how do we get here? How do we get here? Why? No. Trump. This can't happen. They tell me how horrible he is. I heard what he said about Mexicans. I heard what he said about Muslims. I heard what he said. I heard he didn't let black people rent in his apartments. I heard these things. And now this guy, they elected him. We got skinheads at his rallies. We got racists. This is the world is coming. America's doomed. I tell you, doomed. Everybody's talking about leaving the country. I should leave the country too. My favorite star said they leaving. They hate everything. They're afraid. We're all afraid. And some of us, we sit back and we go, you should have been afraid last week. You should have been afraid last month. You should have been afraid for the last 8 years. Tell them, Facebook. Tell them. But you didn't know to be afraid because no one was telling you that 90% of the things, and I do mean 90% of the things that Trump is threatening to do or said he would do on a campaign trail, he only had to say them because Obama's already doing them. You just didn't know because Obama talks so well and he's so smooth and he's so cool and his wife's so pretty and the girls are so adorable and the dog, just look at the dog and look how he dapping it up with Jay-Z and look at D.L. Hughley, that's his boy, and look at this guy and look, they hanging with each other, look how he hanging with Beyonce and look at Michelle do the dab on Ellen and look at this and look at that, they so cool, and it's all to fool you into thinking everything's all right. Meanwhile, at night, he signed executive orders to give away your rights. And if another black person calls me a sellout without knowing that Obama has done zero for the black community, I wish upon you great and dangerous, harmful reality checks. You child, you infant. This was the biggest masquerade of someone having your back ever. This will go down as the biggest bamboozling of the American people ever. Ever, particularly of black folks. We bombed 7 countries. 7 under Obama. And now people are protesting. Right? God bless them, because they think they're doing the right thing. See, you can think you're doing the right thing, and you could be doing the wrong thing. It's possible. Doesn't mean you're a horrible human being. You believe that thing. Some of us got down on one knee and asked someone to marry us. It was the wrong thing, but we really meant it. Some of us have wanted to do good things, but it ended up being the wrong thing, and we meant it with our heart. We didn't have malintent. Some of us said, yes, I do. Some women said, yes, I do. I want to marry you, and then they wish they didn't. They didn't marry the guy under bad pretenses. They thought it was going to work out. They thought they were doing the right thing. Some of us are taking jobs and moved across the country. We did it not because we were wanting bad things to happen. We did it with the best intentions, but it turned out being the wrong thing. I submit to you that when you out in the street and you are protesting the words that this man has said, but you haven't been protesting the 7 countries we've been bombing, if you are black and you haven't been protesting the Flint water, if you're a Native American and you have not been protesting no DAPL in Dakota, if you are a human being and you have not been protesting the environmental destruction under Obama, if you are, I could just keep going. If you are African American and you live in Detroit and you're calling me a coon for calling out Obama, meanwhile your schools have been shut down and there has been no aid at all, and the only response is, well, hey, you know what I'm saying, dog? Hey, I'm everybody president. I can't just help you. You have been bamboozled, sir. And for me to tell you that is not a sellout. I'm trying to wake you up, man. We can't make that same mistake with Trump. Now you are being fooled again. And I'm going to say it. People are being fooled again. See, this is the worst thing about it. This is the worst. This is horrible. They was fooled under Obama, under his slickness, under his guise of populist rhetoric, under his I got you back, under his great speeches, under his cool demeanor, all great things. People gravitate to it. It's on a visceral level. You don't consciously decide to like someone. You like them due to things, the way it interacts with your spirit. He was good at that. But now, even after all of that has happened, people are now willingly being bamboozled by these people that say, if you talk to Trump, you a sellout. So let me get this right. If I talk to Trump, I'm a sellout to get what I want done for Detroit and Flint, Chicago, Kentucky, West Virginia, Mississippi, I'm a sellout. If I talk to Obama, I'm being selfish because he ain't just my president, he everybody's president. And to talk to him badly was to say I don't care, like I don't have no respect for black folks because he black. Who can I talk to then? Nobody. You know what? I'm glad this is over because it's like living in bizarro world. I'm glad this is over because I already knew Trump was going to win back in like March. Back in March, I knew. 2016, I knew. Because I can read and I don't just listen to MSNBC. I knew that there were people whose money wasn't right. I did not buy into the idea that just because people liked Obama for a while meant that, oh, they're going to just like Hillary. No, I didn't buy into that. I knew it. So I've been getting myself emotionally ready for this moment. Tim, how could you accept this? I've been getting myself ready for months because I already knew it. I wasn't in denial. I didn't listen to Chuck Todd. I didn't listen to Rachel Maddow. I listened to people, the people who called my show. That was my poll testing. I got out amongst people in Philly. Something rich, elite liberals don't do. I talked to people who made less than $200,000 or $500,000 and wear $5,000 sunglasses and wear $15,000 suits and take limousines to the Starbucks. Like, I get out, I'm a regular dude, working paycheck to paycheck, living, hoping you keep that heat on. You know, I'm a regular, so I'm not in a bubble. I knew that the fact that I hadn't been meeting a bunch of Hillary supporters wasn't good. It's not the end of the world, though they would like you to believe it is. If it was the end of the world, we'd been living in Groundhog's Day, because the end of the world had to start back when, I don't know, when Obama signed an executive order that you could be jailed without being charged with anything indefinitely. If this is the end of the world today, it sure looked like yesterday. People saying, oh no, it's the end of the beginning of the Trump era. America, look what they're doing to protesters. Where were you guys? Where were you guys when they was tear gassing and water cannon and 30 and below freezing weather, water cannon people? Why didn't you see that? You didn't pay attention to that. They already been beating up protesters, man. Where you been? They did that back in Baltimore. They did that in Ferguson. They do that all the time. That's what they do. Where you been? Oh, I get it now. Since it's something you care about, now you paying attention to this one thing, and now it's the end of the world. Dude, if that's a sign of the end of the world, police being militarized, do you realize police have more gear than our soldiers in Syria? Oh, well, let me just tell you, our police have more gear than our soldiers in Syria. They've been had it. It didn't happen today. Trump worked fast. He don't work that fast. He hasn't really taken over anything yet. So anyway. I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. We've been fooled. Some of us. Now back to that part. Let's end on some positivity. Back to the part about the analogy of how someone's been lying to someone about something or someone's feelings towards them for a long time. Have a little empathy for your brother and your sister. We cannot broaden the coalition of free thinkers. We cannot help other people wake up, right? Become woke or stay woke if we push them away because they didn't learn as quickly as we did. Go back in your mind at a time when you believed what you heard or saw Rachel Maddow say. I just saw Rachel Maddow. I was on demand and I was switching and I didn't know what to watch because it's all crap. And it was stuck on Rachel Maddow and it was just playing and my wife was listening. And Rachel Maddow was going down a list of 30 things that Obama did that was so great in office. So great. And I could see my wife getting sad because she was saying all the great things Obama did. Now, I'm not going to say nothing good at all got done under Obama. I'm not going to say that. But a lot of things they said he did, he didn't actually do. Some of those things were done by Congress. And Rachel left out everything bad that was done. She left out all the wars. She left out all the missteps. She left out all the security crap. She left out everything. And she focused on she said marriage equality and gay people can get married and they can do this and they can do that and insurance, okay? And then she went, healthcare was great. She left out a lot of stuff. And I was thinking while I was watching and I turned to my wife and I said, baby, you know what? This is what makes it so hard for me to reach people. Because we got people like Rachel Maddow telling people a trimmed down version of the truth for no other reason than to prop up the Democratic Party. There is no ethical reason why if someone tells you something, they can't include both sides of it in their conversation. I can say the Marriage Equality Act was great. Want to be married? Great. It's great when it works. Hope it works for you. You should have the right to be on the same insurance. You should be able to share your wealth. You should be able to sign binding contracts or will things to each other. I totally agree with that. But I don't agree with some of the other stuff Obama did. And she should be very well within her abilities to say both things out of the same face and not just say what suits her audience. And if we're unable, us broadcasters, commentators, Michael Salomon said pundits, if us pundits aren't willing to lose viewership by telling the truth, then we ain't shit. You understand? We don't deserve your attention. We don't deserve your focus if we're not willing for you to get mad at us. Because, see, we ain't corporate news. I'm not corporate news. I have to be willing to lose people in order to do the right thing. In order to tell the truth, I have to be willing. And if you're in this media business, and I don't care how big you are, I don't care why you got in it, I don't care how many subscribers you have, but if you get into this business, man, and you're doing this for real doing it, and if you ever neglect to tell the truth because you're afraid or you're worried about your bottom line or you're worried about people trashing you in the comment section or you're worried about people unsubscribing or you're worried about your sponsorships, if you're worried about relationships, if you're worried maybe Nina Turner will unfollow me, maybe Keith Ellison will write me a bad DM, maybe, I don't know, maybe Rob Schneider won't come on my show, maybe this, maybe that. If you are worried about any of those things, you are a scumbag. Go to work at MSNBC, leave the truth telling to the people who are able to stomach it, who are willing not to go buy new clothes, who are willing to share one car, who are willing not to be able to afford vacations, pretty places. If it means they'll be able to tell the truth. America is not over. This is not the apocalypse. You have not just entered the gates of hell. I don't care what Keith Olbermann tells you. If Trump is hell, you were already in it I repeat, 90% of the things that Trump has said he would do were already being done. You just didn't know. So if you think your spouse is cheating on you and you find out tomorrow, that'll be hurtful. But what's been happening in the last 8 years is they've been cheating on you every day. They just were slicker about it because they had people lie to you. They had friends saying, "Here at my house. Oh, we went out to the club." That's all corporate media been doing for you, lying to you. I want you to wake up. Divorce corporate media. Because if not, you live in a lie, and you're going to catch something you can't get rid of. I'm Tim Black, guys. Look, y'all. Look, guys. All right. Hey.